Udah live belum sini? Tapi ini kayaknya jaringannya agak jelek ya. Kenapa putus-putus ya? Sepertinya nggak bagus nih jaringannya nih. Tapi ini kayaknya jaringannya agak jelek ya. I think something wrong with the, I don't know. Why it's so, it's not good quality. Hello everyone. Halo semuanya, halo, halo, halo. Ini kenapa putus-putus gini ya? And 1 minute. Aduh. Udah live lagi belum sih? Nah, okay, now we're live again. Hey everyone. Now I'm with Shin Lim. It's Shin. Before we already planned that I will invite you, blah blah blah, and it turns out it doesn't work. So now, we just like casually, hey guys. Now everyone already saw you. I mean,
should I? Oh, there we go. I'm muted.
Okay. Hey, Shin Lim, everyone.
How's it going, Demian?
Good to see you. So how are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I mean, I'm just probably chilling like you at home.
Like not like me, probably like the most everyone in the world.
Yes.
So
what have you been doing? Practicing?
Me?
Yeah, practicing a lot.
Well, not really practicing because illusions, I have to practice in my warehouse, but now cannot. Only just probably like some books.
You can't go to the warehouse.
No, yeah, because the warehouse itself is quite far from my place, probably like an hour trips.
Oh, okay. I see. Man, that sucks.
Yeah,
you have to pick up close up now. You gotta
I know. I'm not good at cards. I'm just it's you. Okay, so I'm going to say hi to the fans who's watching this in bahasa, okay, if you don't mind. Ya. Semua, ini udah live kita bersama Shin Lim. Kalau misalnya belum ada yang tahu siapa Shin Lim he's a FISM champion in 2015. Ya, FISM champion in 2000. Jadi tahun 2015 Shin Lim juara FISM. Terus udah gitu dia juga kalau tahun 2018 dia ikut AGT and then juara 1. Yang paling gilanya lagi adalah setelah dia ikut America's Got Talent, terus dia ikut lagi America's Got Talent Champion and then he won again. I mean, I think it's like the first record in the world.
yeah, the first ever to win 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean that's so crazy, man. I mean, I was like,
It is.
oh my god.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
how you feel about I mean when you when the judges and or when the host announced that Shin Lim is the winner for the AGT champion, and then it's like,
Yeah, that was crazy. I thought, because I thought Darcy was going to win. I really did. I thought because she's she does the ventriloquism.
the mind, the ventriloquist,
Yeah, she's very good, and she's a very good singer and very funny. My vote was for her, actually. I was like, she deserves to win because she's so young and she's so talented. But I don't know what happened. I don't know.
No, well, because I mean, probably because you are unique. I mean, in your AGT, I mean, the regular
Sure,
AGT
yeah.
performance. I mean, it's like so awesome, and then you did it
Yeah,
again.
I think partly also because I picked acts that were really good for camera specifically. So I did Dream Act, I did 52 Shades, which are really like meant for the camera. And so the people that were voting, they weren't actually in the audience. The people that were voting, they were voting looking at a screen, like a big screen backstage. And so I think maybe that's the reason, because my acts were so focused on the camera, and so they got the best view of it. That's my guess. Yeah.
If I'm mistaken, in the last performance, you're doing the French kiss.
Yeah. Yeah. I ran out of ideas, obviously.
But then again, for magician, probably like Shin Lim did that on AGT Champion. But then again, it's like almost the most favorite part for an audience. You have a very close-up performance, and then it's almost impossible, because sometimes we magician, we think that this gonna be cool, like this trick is gonna be cool, and then it turns out, nah, not really. But when you're doing something small, I mean, not really small, I mean something very touchy, something very
that plays well on the screen.
Plays well on the screen, and then suddenly the result was like, oh man.
Yeah,
because
that performance
that
actually didn't really matter so much, actually. Because at that point the votes were already in, so I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just do French kiss.
Yeah, but the audience didn't know about that, because they still thought that your last performance still count.
Right. Yeah, which is well, it's fine. They liked it though. This was good. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So this is probably the question that I've been asking to everyone that I invite in my live chat, my live interview.
Yes.
How is it like after the winning? Does it change your life?
Oh, well, yes, absolutely. So when you win, you get to do a residency for 5 days at a hotel that AGT picks. So after I won, I did the Paris hotel. Have you ever been there? It's like the French. Yeah, it's like Paris. And so I did the show there for 5 days, which was really nice. It was good. But while I was there, the executives of MGM were seeing the show. They were watching the show, and they really liked the performance. So they came out to me after the show, and they're like, "Hey, would you want to be a resident at the Mirage?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, of course." And that's how it all happened. So yeah, the AGT 100% changes your life, because they introduce you to so many new people that can really do great things.
And it's 100% sure opens new opportunity.
Yes. Now it's not 100% sure that you'll get a Vegas residency, because everyone thinks that you'll be able to get one, but it's actually, you only get the 5 days, and then it's up to your performance. If you do a good show, then the other people will come and see and give you an opportunity.
But then again, the opportunity, I mean, it will be there when you already have like good materials and everything, because there's a reason why you're winning the AGT. So you have a good stuff, or probably like something that is different than others. So that means when you have really good stuff, and the opportunity will comes to you everywhere you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's you have to have a show as well. You have to have enough material for a show too, which actually I didn't really have, so I put together pretty last minute, to be honest. But the show's getting better though. During this quarantine, I've been creating new material so that I can do different acts. So it's nice. It's been good. Yeah.
So for my fans who want probably like one of your biggest fans, and some of them already joined us in the chat. So they want to know, how long have you been into magic?
I started when I was 16. I just my brother showed me a very simple card trick, and then he said, "Oh, you can learn more on YouTube." So I was like, "Oh, really? Wow!" Because I thought you have to have some sort of special gift to be able to do magic. I didn't think that anyone could do it. So I went on YouTube, and true enough, I saw very many tricks taught. Really badly though. None of them were taught very well, as you probably know. But nonetheless, it was still free material for me to learn, because at the time I couldn't afford a teacher or mentor or books, nothing. And so all I could afford was just a deck of cards. And so I picked it up, and then I learned it. I became so obsessed with magic because it's so cool. And I've been doing it for 11 and a half years now, or maybe almost 12. Yeah.
11 and a half. So that is also before FISM, right?
What you mean when I started? Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
I joined FISM when I was
far for it.
Yeah, because FISM was in 2015, so it was only like 5 years ago. Yeah.
And then
but
you share some story when we met in Malaysia, how you started, how you if I'm mistaken, you first made your routine with a story, and then suddenly you change it just by like without any talks, just music.
Yeah.
Your dream act routine before, I mean, it's evolved. If I'm mistaken, you tell the story with me in Malaysia.
I do. Yeah. So I used to when I first started, it was I think I was 18 or something. That was the first inception of Dream Act, and Dream Act had talking. It actually had no music at first. It was all just talking at first, at the very beginning. And the act involved coins, a jumbo coin, a wine bottle, a shot glass, needles, and a lighter, and a Ziploc bag.
Wow,
and I didn't do card to mouth at all. It has nothing, but it had two people. So what happened was the theme of the trick was one person signs a coin, the other person signs the card, and then I talk a little bit about it was about parallel universes, and so how one memory would always come back and the other memory would come back, and so it was a very abstract type of story, but it was inspired from the movie Inception. And the card would jump from place to place and then eventually turn into the signed coin. And then where the signed coin was, that's where the card is. So that was the first kind of first template of the trick. But it had so many objects in it. And then I eventually added music to it, to the background of it. And then slowly, bit by bit, I started to take away items to make it more simplified. And then eventually it was just cards. But yeah, it's made many evolutions throughout time. So.
Yeah. Do you have probably you can you like share some story to some magician friend who's watching this? How do you create or crafting some routine? I mean, is there any step where you get the idea first, or you get the effect first? Okay.
I always take. Well, I don't take, but I always get inspired from just the classics. It's always the classics, because I feel like I'm not like Kalen Morelli, you know, that guy can create out of like, nothing, I think. Yeah. And he does like miracles. For me, it's very different. I always create from things that have already been done. So Dream Act, for example, so that act was inspired from the concept of cards to impossible location. I remember it was one of the DVDs. It's like a card. You show a card. You show a Tic Tac box and you shake it, and then the card appears inside the Tic Tac box. So thought that was so cool, that concept of the card just jumping everywhere. And then I saw another person's that called David Sousa. Have you heard of him? Red tie, red envelope, and the ace of hearts appears inside the envelope, and he keeps appearing.
I think I know. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't know that. I didn't know his name.
Yeah, he's a massive inspiration, not just for the act, but also for my style. As you can probably tell, he wears a lot of red and black, and so I do the same as well. And so the theme of his act was the ace of hearts would appear constantly, and then they would jump from place to place. And so I thought, okay, that would be so cool if I could combine his act, the style of his act, the simplicity of his act, and combine it with cards in possible location type theme. And that's kind of the inspiration I got for Dream Act. So I wanted this people's cards to impossibly jump from place to place and eventually switch places with the other person's card.
And then I think the Dream Act itself, you have like a small touch in a few years lately. You just like adding some materials, adding some effect, because I think it has some like little bit differences between the one that you did in Malaysia when you have is it House of Magic?
House of Magic, yeah.
House of Magic, and it's a little bit quite different.
Yeah, you saw. Yeah, that was I didn't talk for that version though, because it was all Chinese people that were watching. So, but yeah, that one was it was pretty different, huh? I'm trying to remember. I mean, I know that I think after doing it so many times in Macau, I probably got so used to performing that act. I can do it with my eyes closed. By the way, Macau was a very, very good practice for me for AGT, because they do 6 shows a day. So you perform again and again and again, and you get so good at it.
Probably you still can do it your Dream Act while you're drinking coffee.
Well, yeah. Or do my Dream Act while I'm dreaming.
True. So now I'm going to read the comments, okay? And then there's my friend here, Bo Vernon. Say, Bo, he want to ask you is what inspired you to create the floating card effect on the AGT final? I know if you don't mind, you want to share it. If you're not, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's a great effect. Well, I first posted a trick on my Instagram where I floated some paper balls, and I moved it. And so after I did that, and people were like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" on Instagram, I was like, "Huh, this is kind of cool. People like levitation. Maybe I should do something on a bigger scale." And at that time, I was already submitting my acts all to AGT, because when they before you go to audition, you have to submit all of your stuff to them online, as you probably know. And so I was submitting all the acts, and I was like, this could be a really cool act, because at that time I had 4 acts, but I needed 1 more left. And so I was like, okay, that's going to be the last act. Something's going to fly. A lot of things are going to fly. I didn't know exactly what yet. And this was about 8 months or 9 months before the filming of AGT. So this was just kind of in my head, at the back of my head. So those 8 months or 9 months, I forget exactly how long it was, but I had a good amount of time to sort of kind of create in my head. It was all in my head. I didn't actually create anything. And then it was up until like around 4 months before the finale, then I started to make the floating cards. But I didn't actually make the acts. It was just the floating cards concept. It wasn't actually like the whole routine. And then I got really busy with AGT once it started filming. I had no time to work on the act at all, as you also probably know.
Yeah.
So many issues with licensing, music, timing, everything. So many problems came up, and I had no time to. I thought I would have time to work on it,
I still remember that once you called me, we have a talk about that you have to change your music because you're using the Inception from the it's a soundtrack, and then Hans Zimmer, and then the AGT didn't approve that, and then it's like, oh my God, because you have.
But they approved it so late. They approved it like only a week before, and I was like, you should have told me this way earlier, but okay.
So yeah, that's one of the most frustrating
Frustrating, yeah.
moment, frustrating moment, rather than just
did that happen to you?
focusing on the
I
tricks.
think it happened to you, right?
Yes, it happened to me
you as
also,
well.
because
Yeah,
I already have like music and we already
Yep.
have the cue for everything, and then
Yep.
suddenly they want me to change, and it's like, I already have all the cues in the
Yeah.
music. So and then when you told that to me, and I was like, damn, all Shin movement, all Shin's like
everything.
everything is
Yeah.
cued on the music, and then
Yeah.
you have to change it. It's like completely going to change the act.
Yeah, but that's why I was like, I had no time to work on the final act. So yeah, I spent the whole time relearning my acts to new music, which was a pain in the ass. But
So yeah, and then there's a Akash magician. He want to ask you, for Shin, what is the special moment when you become a champion of AGT in 2018?
I think I felt quite proud of myself, because usually not a lot of magicians, can win America's Got Talent. So I was actually quite proud of myself, and all of my friends were there and my family was watching. So yeah, I feel like I did accomplish such quite something that I've always kind of dreamt of doing. I've always wanted to go on AGT and then perform on there. I never thought I'd win. Obviously, I always hope to win, or I always envision myself kind of winning in order to like psychologically help myself. But I never thought I'd actually win. So so when that happened, it was a good moment for me. Yeah. And also I think because like representing Asians in America too, for entertainment, it's quite rare. So so that was also quite nice as well.
Yeah. So I hope it answered the question. This Akash. Oh yeah, by the way, for those who's watching this, jadi Shin Lim will give some like giveaway. Ya, Shin Lim akan ngasih hadiah buat kalian yang memberikan like a good question. So for those of you who's like asking good question, Shin will choose one of the best, and then so you want to do like a giveaway something?
That's right. I'll be giving away a study on Leonard Green. It's a download with a ton of effects, and it's by my friend Takumi Takahashi. He's a Japanese magician, and he performs a lot of Leonard Green's material, but it's his take on Leonard Green, and I think he's the best person to ever perform any of Leonard's material, and he teaches it the best as well. So it's a great download, and then yeah, whoever I think asks the best question or most interesting question or unique question, I will give the download to him.
Yeah, so ya dengar ya. Jadi dia akan kasih download, nanti akan di email sama saya. Nanti bisa di download, dan ada tadi materi dari Takumi. Kalau yang belum tahu, mungkin pesulap udah tahu Takumi. Dia itu student. If I'm mistaken, he's like the first student from Leonard Green, right? Takumi.
Yeah, and I think only student.
The only.
Maybe I don't know if I want to say that, but yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Ya, dia adalah Takumi itu adalah satu-satunya murid Leonard Green. Kalau misalnya nggak tahu Leonard Green, if you don't know Leonard Green, Google it. I mean, you should know. Leonard Green, one of the best card. I mean, I saw it's like brilliant. And then buat teman-teman di sini, dia akan memberikan download di websitenya Shin Lim nanti. Is it from your website?
Yep. Yeah, but I'll give it for free, so you don't have to.
Yeah. Yes. So, probably not give it free. They have to become a member first.
Oh, okay. Now you have to be a member first.
Yeah, you become the member and then you give it the download. So another question from Faldi Setiawan. Wait, I have to write this. Faldi Setiawan. And he asked, I heard about your accident. Could you tell us what do you think about your career as a magician that time? And when you recover, any differences with your practice before and after your accident?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so the injury was this to my thumb right here. You can actually still see the scar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is it cut two of these tendons. So if you see the tendon right here and the tendon right here, it cut both right at that point, like that. And so yeah, it was.
How that happened? I mean, how that happened?
I was trying to. I was doing an illusion. It was with a crossbow actually. It was a cool act. I like the act. It's called the crossbow.
Man, you should stay on cards.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was
my
like,
part.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm just kidding.
But at the time, it was cool. Anyways, I wasn't shooting it. I was just trying to fix the crossbow. That's all. And yeah, I was using a brand new blade. I was trying to cut something, and I was holding the object, and it went right through. It was painful, and even though the doctor had sewed it back together, because of like I cut both the tendons, so it wasn't just one, it was two. So I couldn't do this at all. I couldn't move it up like that. I could only move down, but I couldn't move it up. And so the doctor sewed the tendons together, and he's like, okay, so just want to let you know, even though we sewed the tendons up, you might not be able to ever do a thumbs up. This is as far, so I can show you the difference. Yeah, that's as far as it goes. Yeah, and then the strength, he says, will also be very bad, and the dexterity, the quickness will never be the same. So it was pretty tough for me to hear that news. Actually, I was very depressed actually for like 1 year, because I all I do is sleight of hand. So I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? I even tried to learn all of my acts with just one hand, with my right hand, but that's impossible. It was impossible. I couldn't. It was too difficult. So I went to a lot of physical therapy. I went to the doctor. We did a lot of thumb stretching, and eventually it actually healed in 4 months, way faster than the doctor thought it would. And I'm able to move it up, which is something that he thought would not happen either. So he thought that I would just be able to like go like this far, but the fact that I can do somewhat of a thumbs up is very good.
So it's like very good progress, and the doctor
very good progress. Yeah, they're using my case as a study now when they for new patients. Yeah, because they used a new technique for me for physical therapy.
You have to go to quarantine, and you are the object for my observation. No,
yes. So, the difference between mine and others was that they sped up the physical therapy. So I went 2 times faster. So like whatever exercise they did in 1 week, I had to finish it in 2 days. But they think it's better because the more I stretch my hand, the more the tendons, they stretch as well. So they also become flexible. So the problem is when you sew broken tendons together and you don't stretch them, they become really stiff. And that's the problem if you don't do any physical therapy. But it's definitely affected my career in general, because I can't practice for like a long time with this hand. So I always have to use more gimmicks or something.
I think I saw one of your posts back then when you had like, is it like what do you call it?
It's called a cast.
A cast, yeah. It's like when you have a cast and then you take a picture. It's like, I don't know, it's like some wire on it. I saw it like some wire,
right.
and then
that's the physical therapy. Yeah, that's the physical therapy. Yeah, so that cast, the wires that were connected to my thumb, they were supporting it. So when I tried to do this, they would push my thumb up. Yeah, they would push it up to help it, because I couldn't do it by myself. And then little bit by little bit, we lower the tension, so then it supports it less and less, and then eventually you release it, and then there's nothing supporting it, and they test if you can still do that. Yeah.
So and then it means that what is the first thing in your mind when it happened, I'm like, oh, it's gonna end my career, or I have to
Well, so
change
the
everything
moment
only using my right hand.
yeah, the moment I thought that those things was when the doctor said, okay, so can you lift up your thumb like this? So I said, oh, okay. So I tried to do that. And so you see these tendons. So when I did
Yeah.
that, they were over here flexing. They're popping out here.
Oh,
It was very
it's
strange.
whoa.
Because it's like a rubber band, so it shoots back. Yeah. So then I tried to do this, and then I was like, wait, my thumb's not moving, but I can see the tendons over here flexing. Yeah. And then the doctor was like, oh, that's not good. And I was like, oh shit.
And it's like,
like
almost your routine and almost everything that you have in your career, you are using hands.
Yeah. Of course. And the thumb. I didn't know how important the thumb was. It's very important. Yeah.
How long is that the process of the healing? Like, is it years or is like months?
So they were saying 2 years, but I completed it in 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So if it was true, 2 years was true, then I wouldn't have been able to do AGT because I cut my hand around 2016.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So if it was true, 2 years, then that's 2018. So I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad I.
I mean, like it's quite a miracle also.
I think so too. And I was really like, please.
So when it comes to magic, you create your materials. Do you have like team or someone to build your effect, to help you build the effect, or just like
I think
doing it by yourself?
I personally usually build all of my stuff myself because I like to. I probably shouldn't do it so much, but I like to use the knife and I like to cut and stuff like that. It's fun. It's fun for me. But when it comes to like the concept, I actually have a lot of people help me with that. So I have my friend Blaze. He helps me. Casey, my wife, helps me as well. I also have a lot of my friends. I tend to show them the videos like, hey, is this good, not good? And then, but yeah, it's not a very big group. It's actually a very small group, but because they know my style, they know what I like. So they kind of help me make an idea that's maybe not so good and turn into something great. And then I will go build it. And if I need help building it, they help me build it. But usually I tend to make all of it. And then we slowly change it up here and there. But yeah, that's kind of the process.
So it's more like a think tank team.
Yeah, especially for the newer ideas these days. Usually I would come out with a small concept first that's very very young, and then I pitch it to them like I'm pitching a movie or something, or an idea, TV series, and then they say, oh, I don't like it, or oh, I like it, and if they like it, then I try to make it, and then once I make it, I show them, and then they say, okay, now we need to change this and this, and then that's how it usually works.
Yeah, because when you trying to make something, it's a lot more better if you have like more than one person, because
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Sometimes in my country, so they some magician, not all magicians, they just like trying to figure out themselves, and they don't have teams, and maybe by seeing this interview, it realized that maybe you should get some team, because it really help you to build.
It really does help. And if you don't have a team, which I never had it, even before FISM, I didn't have a team, or even before anything, any IBM or all the other competitions I did, I never had a team. I had just my mom and my dad. And so if you have a mom or you have a dad, or if you have some close friends who are very honest and will tell you the truth if something's bad, then that's all you need, I think. That's who I used. They're very helpful, because they told me, oh, this part here is very boring, and you can change it. This part here is very boring. So that was my team when I first started out. So anyone who's like starting out and they don't have an actual team, and they say, oh, I can't be a good magician if I don't have a team. That's not true. You do have your friends, or people who are close to you that will tell you the truth, the honest truth. That's your team.
But is it really? I mean, at that time before, you don't have like friends, magician friends to help you, like, or probably like have a different point of view or an input.
No, because I lived in Boston. Boston don't have don't have any magicians. They were all living in New York or California or LA. So I didn't really have very many magician friends. I had a lot of friends who did magic as a because of me. So they started magic because they were friends with me and thought, oh, this is cool. So they weren't like actually like professional magicians. Just kind of knew a lot of magic secrets. They knew a lot of methods, but they never performed or anything like that. But at the same time, it was okay. I think it was fine. It was actually good to have that because they thought more like a layman than actually the magician would think. Sometimes I think when someone knows too many methods and performs themselves, they have a kind of a different outlook of it. And so when you have a layman's perspective of a routine, you can get some pretty good feedback sometimes. Yeah.
It's good that knowing that your story that in Boston, you don't have really much magician friends.
No,
I didn't have
many friends either, but
no, you're not. I mean, you have a lot of friends. So it's like probably it happened also in some of magician here in Indonesia, because in Indonesia mostly the industry of magic only happened in the big city, especially in my town, Jakarta.
Yep.
So everything happened in Jakarta. For some magician that in other country, maybe they felt the same way as you were in Boston. So do you have any tips when you become probably the only one who's doing magic and then doesn't have the support system? I mean, not support system, I mean like the environment that support you to keep going on your magic. Because
that's right.
Sometimes some magicians think that I think I cannot it doesn't work here, so I have to quit. Maybe
right.
they have
because I don't have the support system. That's right.
Yeah.
So well, this is my advice for all the up and coming magicians. I was just like you. I didn't have any money to purchase many tricks actually when I started out, so I had to learn it online. I learned everything on YouTube, even though it was obviously not very good tutorials on YouTube at that time. This was 12 years ago. Wow, long time ago. This was 12 years ago. Wow, YouTube is that old? That's crazy.
I think it's that old.
Yeah,
I think it's that old because I start YouTube is probably in 2002, 2003.
Wow, man, that's
I started
crazy.
like my first video that is probably in 2003.
That's crazy. Wow, time flies. But anyways, yeah, I started on YouTube and I learned all the tricks on there for free. And all the free tricks that was on YouTube, I learned everything. And eventually I saved some money up and I bought some tricks on Illusionist and stuff like that. But it was weird because, like Demian was saying, some places don't have that support group, and Boston, it's not a small city, it's a big city actually, don't get me wrong, but I think because New York is so famous for magicians, they all kind of went over there, and Boston just didn't have that really support group, at least the young support group that I could connect with. There are a lot of older magicians in Boston, but I didn't really want to hang out with 70-year-old magicians. So and at that time I was only 16. So my best advice for people in that situation is, yes, keep doing whatever source of magic you can learn. YouTube is an amazing source, especially these days. It's a really, really good source for you to learn and watch other performers. You don't even have to learn the secret. You can just watch performers. In fact, I learned about 70% of my magic from just watching a performer do an act. And that's how I learned his style. I learned the way they move. It's not about secrets. It's actually rarely only like 10. The secret's only like 5%. I think 95% is all about the presentation. And you learn that so much when you're watching someone perform on YouTube. So that's where I got a lot of my influence, a lot of my inspiration was watching Lance Burton, Jean-Pierre Vallerino, even newer magicians like Yu Ho Jin or Jan Frisch. You know, these guys all really understand the artistry of manipulation, which is what I was focusing on. You know, was card manipulation, and so, you know, when you have all of that as information, you know, it's cheap. It doesn't really cost much because you're watching it on YouTube. And I wanted to do some shows as a kid, and I didn't have a manager, or I didn't have a publicist or anything like that.
No, you have your mom as your manager.
But I had my mom at the time. Yeah, so my mom would manager. Go. Yeah, she would go to her friends at church, and then she would tell her, "Oh, my son's a magician. You should invite him to your birthday party." To all her friends, really? all her friends, everyone. And so it's little bit by little bit. I was doing birthday parties. I was doing kid shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have any picture like you doing magic for a birthday party?
Yeah, my mom does. She has. Yeah.
Oh,
it's funny. And she was the funny.
What is like Shin doing like mouth coil or something? No?
It was so no mouth coil. I was doing dream act. I was doing really? Dream act. I was doing my I was doing those acts for kids.
did they like, or it's like
no, they didn't get it. They're like, "What? I don't understand what's going on." It was funny because my mom would always advertise me as she would say, "No, Shin is a classical magician." Da, 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 da. She would, and people at that time they didn't get it. They're like, "I don't understand. This is magic. It's magic." Yeah. She's trying to describe to them the difference between what I do versus like a comedian magician or something. She's like, no, he's very serious. He needs music and blah blah blah. And it was funny. It was great. So, you know, and she didn't charge me. I didn't have to pay her anything. So she was just trying to, you know, help support in little ways. But yes, you don't need to have, you know, a professional manager or whatever. You can manage yourself as well. You know, I currently, you know, I'm a headliner at a casino, and I don't have a manager. My mom is still actually managing. Well, she manages my finance, so she does a lot of my finance and a lot of the big stuff now. But I actually still don't have a manager. Yeah.
But do you have a publicist?
Yeah, I do have a publicist. That I do, which is actually quite important, I realized.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I don't have a manager. Yeah. Oh yeah,
because in Indonesia, we don't have that kind of like publicist. We only have manager.
Oh, interesting. So does the manager do the job of the publicist?
Yeah. So we have our own team. It's like me, for instance. So I have my own manager. I have my own. It's a team, management. So we create our own publicist as a publicist. So we promote ourselves. So my manager is trying to find a job itself. So everything, get clients. Because in terms in America, probably manager is only the one who manage you, and then get in touch with the publicist or any clients.
That's right. That's usually how it works.
Manager is only helping you to managing you as a person, right? And then the rest is the publicist. But in here, it's quite like 100% different. We all do the thing, everything here. Like to get TV shows on TV, get clients, and if you want to create some new TV shows with the new stations, we develop our own ideas. And then sometimes when we do a shows, like an off-air show, like a theater shows, me and my team, we find our own clients to support or what do you call it? Invest, be the producer for the shows. So we find our own way. That's why it's 100% different. Maybe when you said you don't have manager, the people here in Indonesia think that you don't have someone who's getting you a job, but it's different. In America, you have publicists.
Yeah, you have a publicist that you kind of talk to. But although in the US, majority of people do have managers actually. It's very common to have a manager if you're an entertainer. All the entertainers I know have managers. I think I'm the only one that doesn't have a manager.
Because your mom fits everything, fits the job. He know you well.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a momager.
Yeah, this momager.
She's a momager. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because I also don't have an agent either. Do you guys have agents?
Agencies. Agency we have, but mostly agency is for some like clients. It's like when it's like, for instance, I have like an Apple product, maybe it's like iPhone. So they have an agent that will help the client to doing like some commercial and everything to create like the whole year.
Mostly for actors or singers or something like that. Usually,
I think they don't have here. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, we call it manager, only manager.
Just the manager.
The manager.
Okay.
Yeah. So no agent, no publicist.
No, I see. Yeah, okay. That's better because to be honest, agencies are can be quite expensive.
I know, but sometimes I don't have when you have already big names, it's kind of worth sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Although so far so good. I haven't had an agency yet, so I'm gonna keep it that way. I mean, still do on my own.
Now let's go to the question. This is from David Tan. Hey Shane, do you have plan to do different style of magic in the future? Like maybe illusionist or endurance stunt or whatever you have in mind? Thanks.
No. That's the short answer. Long answer is yes, I will be stepping away from the table because I do a lot of magic behind the table. I'm going to step away from that. Already in my live shows, I've stepped away from it. A lot of the illusions, I don't consider them illusions because they're not. It's going to be like the floating cards. You know, the cards are floating, stuff like that. It's very atmospherical. It's not necessarily like a magic trick. You know, it's something that kind of happens in the background, but I don't pay too much attention to it. That type of illusion. Yeah.
Is that a cat?
Oh, that is a cat. It's not my cat. That's my neighbor's cat.
I thought it's a reflection from.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's my neighbor's cat.
I thought it's a reflection from your place inside the house.
No, I don't have a cat. My dog Natsu always barks at that cat though.
Yeah, Natsu is it's a pom, right? Pom.
Yeah, it's a Pomeranian. Maybe he'll come in. Yes, he's with his mother right now, but he'll come in.
Yeah. Okay. Now another question is from Jonan Duan. Question for Shin Lim: how does this time of quarantine help you with the creativity?
It's good. It's good. I mean, I'm not creating as fast as I'd like to because when I create, I create better when I'm under pressure. So now I have no pressure. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
You're more creative when you're under pressure.
Oh yes, 100%. Did I ever tell you my creative process?
No.
For coming. Oh no, I didn't tell you. Okay. So you can ask my friend Blaze. We did this in Vegas. We did this in LA for AGT. So when I needed to create the act for the finals, because remember I was telling you about the floating cards, right? And how I thought I had time, but then I ended up not having time up until the last week. And so I had the floating cards down. I knew the floating cards was gonna float. I knew that. I was like, okay, it's gonna say something. It'll say a revelation or something. I'll say whatever, but I need to come up with the actual act. And it was only like a couple of days before we had to present the idea to the producers, which, as you know, is very important. And so I do, and I do this a lot. I put a timer on my phone, 15 minutes. and then I have a $100 bill. If I don't come up with something in 15 minutes, I tear it. So I put the timer on, and then that's when we came up with the entire act. And so I do better when I put myself under that type of pressure.
So pressure is like by ripping off 100 bill.
Yeah.
That's
I don't actually care about the $100 bill, because what really helps is this. So I'll show you. I do this. I put the phone like right here, so I see this counting down. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I have to. I only have 14 minutes to create something amazing, and it helps. It really does. Yeah.
It's
really
interesting.
You should try it sometime. Yeah, because it makes you say a lot of ideas out. Yeah.
But for me, probably the most creative process is when I had a challenge. When someone challenged me, in different kind of ways. Like it's when a client, probably when I had a meeting, and then a client said, like, I have this product. Can you make it disappear, or can you make it bigger, or something, like whatever what they said? And at that time I was like, and all the idea came.
Nice.
But so probably when someone gave me some crazy ideas that maybe that I haven't had in mind before, that is the most creative process that I have. That moment.
Nice. That's cool. That's good. That's different from me. I can't do that. I'm very bad at adapting.
Me?
So someone says like, do a trick with this bottle. Make let's say I didn't know, Flow by Paul Harris.
Yeah, I know.
That trick, Flow. Okay, so let's say I didn't know about that method, right? And then they were like, okay, make the water levitate when you turn it over. I wouldn't be able to come up with something like that. I'm very bad at that type of magic.
Interesting.
I'm only good at like coming up with my own concepts in my head and then trying to figure out how to do it that way. But if someone had a product and they're like, do something with this, I'm like, oh, I cannot. I don't know how to do it. Yeah. That's my weakness, I think.
Me, my weakness is under pressure by like time.
Really?
Like, yeah. So there's a time when I'm on stage. This is probably like the rules, like my rules. I already talked to every television station that please don't give me countdown for my performances, and never do like, or like something when I do it like live shows. Don't do this, don't do like, or just like movement gesture, just don't do, because I get panic. And then sometimes my script become like, I forgot my script, I forgot everything, and then I forgot my routine.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's a time when it's better for them if I have like 5 minutes left, just do this 5 minutes, that's it, and then don't do like, it's like, what the hell? Just don't.
Yeah, you can mess up your mood. I think that would also mess me up too. I think if someone were like in the background doing this, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, so I'm gonna be distracted now.
True. Yeah. So now another question. It's different. It's not a magic question, but it's quite interesting here. What is your he said, nice shirt. What is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh, thank you. I would have to say, and this is very controversial, which I understand, but I like episode 3 the best. And the reason why, well, I really think George Lucas knows how to tell a story, first of all, compared to everyone else who's made a story. Like, I think George Lucas understands storytelling. He may not have done a good job with the CGI and everything. That's fine. That's fine. We can forget about it. But he knows how to build a character, and he knew how to build Anakin's character. And the moment when Anakin and Obi-Wan fought together was the most like emotional I've ever been watching a Star Wars movie, because you care so much about Anakin, you care so much about Obi-Wan. You know what type of relationship they're going to have later in the future, and you've seen how much they've also grown friendship-wise in the very beginning. And so when they clash, it's like it's the coolest climax and story arc ever, in my opinion, for Star Wars. And it's a shame they couldn't do the same thing for the most recent ones. But yeah, that's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then another question. What is top non-magic related book you read?
Book. Oh, I can't actually read, so maybe I can change that to a movie. Okay. Yeah, I actually can't. I can't read because I have dyslexia. So I don't read books. Yeah.
So you like more like, is it a podcast or something?
Yeah, I can listen to a podcast. Yeah, I listen to podcasts, but I mostly watch a lot of movies.
Oh, I think that's why you learn like mostly your act from YouTube. I mean, most learning process from YouTube because you have dyslexia.
That's correct.
So you
have
like
I could never read it ever. Yeah, I couldn't. That's why everyone's like, "Oh, you got to read Card College. Oh, expert at the card table." And I was like, I can't.
Now I know because before you said that your learning process is from YouTube videos, but I think probably the thing that you did was not learning, but you get inspired from other performers, because in terms of learning, sometimes the perspective goes to like learning tricks like card tricks from YouTube. But when you said you learn from Lance Burton and other performers,
oh, of course, yeah,
it means
those
that
are the
you're
ones
inspired.
that you learn more. Yeah, those ones you learn more from, because the tricks so like double lift or the pass or everything, that it's all it's valuable information, but it's not as critical as when you learn.
It's not the main point in magic. The main point is the especially presentation, the whole thing, the bigger picture.
Yes, and how you piece it together. Piecing it together is the hardest part. It really is.
Yes. Agree. And this is from Rio Ferdinand to Demian. Can you full Shin Lim? And full Shin Lim, and conversely, can I? Or
well, you did on AGT. You with the sand act. I didn't expect that. It's great. When I first saw it.
Oh, really? But then again, that's the thing that I like most with the magician friends. I mean, they really appreciate, although it's like probably quite simple thing, but they appreciate how it's done.
No, I remember when I first saw it. I don't know if I saw it on AGT or if I saw it beforehand. Did I see it? I know I saw it on AGT, right? That was the first time I saw it. Okay. Then it was that time. Yeah, it was great. I was like, this is beautiful. Beautiful act. Yeah. And then I messaged you, right? I was like, oh.
Yeah, you directly messaged me after that, and it's like, oh man, that is so awesome. I still remember that time.
No, I really liked it. It's what happened? I forget what happened. Why didn't you? Oh, right, the death drop, right?
The death drop. So it malfunctioned.
That one.
Yeah.
That was.
It's a bad luck, but then again.
Yeah, that happens.
And then another
especially
question
with
about
the live shows. Crazy shows. Yeah.
So there's a interesting question here about this guy asking about your hair.
Oh.
So why did you choose the hairstyle? Why you choose?
This one. This is the laziest hairstyle you can have. That's why. It takes no work at all. I don't have to do anything. I wake up and then I go about my day. I don't have to do anything because it's just it's a very crazy bed.
But now it become your characteristic. when it's
I
really
know,
like this,
so
and I
funny.
go,
Yeah. You know why I did this? I know why I do this is because so in Dream Act, because it's a very long act, and so my hair will slowly go down and down and start hitting me in the eye. Because usually I don't wear glasses, so it hit me and I'm like, oh. So I did this, and then it became like I kept doing it in Dream Act, and then I noticed I was getting a reaction. So I was like, huh, maybe I should keep doing that for fun. That's how it happened. Yeah.
no, I thought it's like,
Yeah.
am I cool? Like that.
Yeah, it was more like I need to fix my hair, but then it became am I cool? It became that in AGT. I didn't think that it was going to become so big. I had no idea, and then people kept commenting about it, and I was like, oh, okay.
So and if I'm mistaken, also that you're now joining the Illusionist.
Nope, that is not true.
No, before.
Oh, before, yeah. I did the Illusionist on Broadway,
Sorry.
as well as in Australia.
Yeah, you
was
are touring for is it for the holidays? Is it holiday events? The
Magic of the Holidays, yeah.
Yeah.
Magic of the Holidays. Yeah, that was good. That was fun. Yeah, pretty crazy. New York is crazy during the winter time, but yeah, it was good.
What it's like being I think like most of magician dreams become one of the illusionist performer. What is?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good and can be also not so good. I'll be very careful with how I answer this, but it's good. It's good because it's good because the Illusionist is such a highly respected magic touring group. And it is the best magic touring group out there. I don't know any other touring group that's in terms of magic that has a higher profile. And now they have Cirque du Soleil that's backing them as well, which makes it even bigger. That's the great part. And once you join the Illusionist, obviously they pay you well and you get treated well too sometimes. But then the downside is you have to change your character for them, and that's the part that I know some people might not like so much. So they usually, for each show, they have some sort of a vision for how the show should be, whether it be Illusionist 1903, which it has to do with the olden times, or the Illusionist Unbelievables, which is a circus theme, or Illusionist 2.0. I mean, there's so many different themes, and so whatever you're casted to be in, you're playing almost an actor. And so now you have to change who you are as a magician according to what role you play. So that was something I didn't expect. And then I came in, and then my music was changed, my outfits were changed. They told me to do my hair differently. At one point, they even wanted me to wear a hat, a fedora.
Really?
And then I was like, no, I don't want to wear a fedora. They're like, no, but you have to wear it for the character. And then for my red vest, they wanted me to wear a vest, but it was checkered, like a little box, like the cowboys.
Yeah.
They wanted me to wear that, and I was like, it's not very mysterious. But so it's stuff like that I think a lot of people don't know they have to do, but then they have to do it because it's a show that has a theme, so that's what happens.
Yeah. So now we're going to another question from the fans. Oh, I think. Oh, wait. I'm gonna say it in bahasa. Ya, ada yang mau ini nggak? Mau ngelihat Shin Lim main sesuatu nggak? Kalau misalnya mau lihat dia main sesuatu, just give it a thumb so I know. Tulis aja. Siapa tahu aku bisa minta dia untuk main nggak di depan kita, ya kan? Seru kan? Ada Bo Vernon. Terus, ada Darius Drew juga tadi udah nanya. Terus Uut Avocado. Uut, ternyata gue tadi nyoba nggak bisa pakai yang terbaru itu. Kayaknya gue mesti banyak belajar lagi. Terus ada siapa lagi sini? Yang ada Marsha Andre, ada Valdi, Sam, Zach Zayn Magician, Terus Sibo nanya. Okay. Oh, okay. This is probably like a good question. From Oscar Reynaldo. I have to write this. Oscar. He asked, where do you get your inspiration from? Like the most performer, like a video or something. You will get your inspired most.
I don't think I can give a direct answer for who's the, because I feel like I get inspired from so many people for different acts or like, you know, different movies. You know, I get inspired from so many different things. Dream Act was inspired from David Sousa with the red envelope, a little bit from Inception, especially with the music. And then 52 Shades was inspired from the Grandpa's Aces, with David Copperfield's Grandpa's Aces. My Ambitious Card was inspired from everyone's ambitious card routine that I've ever seen, you know, like Daryl's, so many people. So it's hard to say I got inspired from one person. I get inspired from so many different things. I think when you're trying to be inspired, try not to always look at people that are your type. So for example, you know, for me, my type would be card magicians, right? Like David Blaine or I don't know, there's so many different card magicians. So when I try to get inspired, I actually don't watch them. I actually watch other people. So I watch illusionists, I watch card manipulators, I watch stage performers, I watch movies, I watch TV shows, I watch I watch different things to try to get inspired from them. And so I think that's what makes an act more unique, is when you add different elements from other things, other sources, and you kind of combine them together.
And for your creative process, is it the music first, then the routine, or the tricks? Which come first? Yeah. The music or the tricks?
It's weird. It's kind of both at the same time. So I have a bunch of magic effects in the back of my head that's kind of in storage. And then once I find a song that I really, really like, and it matches with an act that's somewhere down in my head somewhere, then I combine the two and I test it out. So I lay out the music on Logic Pro, and I play the music, and then I run the act in my head to see if the points can match and if the flow works with everything. And if it works, which is only 2% of the time, because majority of the times it never works, and I'm like, oh crap, okay, I have to go pick another song. But if it does work and it matches, then I start to create the magic. I actually make the props, I practice the sleights, everything. I start to piece it together, and then I record myself, and I put it side by side with the music and try to match everything with the music. It's never gonna match it. It never will match. So what I do is I then start to edit the music a little bit. I can make it shorter, make it longer, add some bars, and then at that point it's kind of tinkering. So I edit the music, and then I play the music, and then I do the act with the edited music. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, which is 99% of the time, it never works out. So then I have to edit my magic. So then I tinker with my magic. I change my magic to kind of tighten it up, and then I go back and forth. So then I tighten my magic up. I record it again with the music, and then if it unmatches again, I edit the music. So then it's at that point it's back and forth.
So so it's like music first, mostly.
Pretty much.
I think quite the same. Me too, because sometimes if I already have something in my mind, like I want to do some like escape act or escape routine, and then all I have to do is just find the right music, and then suddenly everything comes like, oh, this is going to be my gesture, or like that, blah blah blah.
Yes. That's right. Yeah, it's fun. It's the hardest part. It's the hardest part, but it's fun.
But it's fun, yeah. And sometimes when you accidentally got the right music, for me I get it's like a goosebumps. It's like goosebumps. Yeah, it's like,
and that's why when AGT goes, yeah, you can't use that, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to find this song, and now you're telling me I can't use it.
Yeah, I really still remember you said that. I don't know what to do next. I don't know, because if I have to change the music, I have to change everything. I don't know. You kind of like stressed at that time.
Yep.
And then this is some question also from the chat. So how long have you been practicing, like days, like every day? For how long you've been practicing?
Sure, I do practice every day. You have to, because you have to keep your hands.
Your motorized.
Yeah, it's like a dancer. It's the same thing. You're dancing but with your hands. But I can't practice for too long because I got this injury, and then I also have carpal tunnel. So I'm also actually only limited to about an hour and a half a day of practice. Yeah.
An hour, like every day?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like it's late or?
Yeah, slight. And then the rest of the time is either building or creating new ideas or something, or playing video games.
About the dream act, you already practicing in Macau.
Yeah, that one. Like that one I practice
every day.
My show. Yes.
So hey, this someone is watching from Philippines. No free and heart. Hey Philippines.
Hello Philippines.
Yeah, this some people ask. They want to see you doing something, because I told them that, so if you want to see, you want to watch or Shin Lim do something with cards, just give a thumb.
All right.
And there's a few people.
Give me a thumbs up. You want to see a trick? Let me try to find another card. I have the red card. Let me try to find the blue card here somewhere. Okay, there we go. Okay, so check this trick out. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna do kind of like think of it like a ninja stab sword or something like that. Okay, I know it sounds very strange, but watch. I can try to do this. The card is sharp enough, so if you just push enough pressure, you can actually get it to slice right in there. Can you see that? It's so strange. It's so crazy. Like I can actually go even farther down, all the way. It's so weird. Like that. And that's it. That's cool. It's something you can do with playing cards. Try it. You should grab your
yeah, it's like everyone can you try it at home.
You try it.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but
it'll work.
Did you know that I did that the first version, probably like
right
back then in 2015 on my Instagram.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
but that's using the black art.
Oh, okay.
And then
did I think I saw that. Maybe did I see it? Did it?
Yeah, the queen.
Right, because I reposted that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Hondo make it perfect now, so it can do it.
Yeah.
And when Hondo posted, I was like, damn it. I think maybe
Hondo is such a genius, man.
Yeah, I should take like more work on that. Before probably at that time I should put a lot of work on that, so it can be performed in real life. But
sure,
I'm too focusing on my illusion. So
right,
the idea.
You should get Hondo up on here. You should interview him.
Interesting, maybe. Hey, do you know him in person?
No, I only talk to him on
chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, probably. Probably. Do you have any? I think this is going to be like interesting idea. So when it comes, I interview someone, and then the guesses give an idea for who's coming next. Probably. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, you should interview Takahashi.
Takumi, but is it? I think he's in doing a TV show. Oh, but now it's Corona thing.
Yeah.
Takumi.
Well, he does have a show in Japan. What's it called? Osman. He performs at the bar, which is very cool. But yeah, he's not doing that anymore, I don't think.
now I'm going to read another comments. I think in here, not most magicians are awake already. It's 1 p.m., but still early for magician, I think.
Yeah, I've been waking up very late.
There's a moment that I thought that we're not going to do this live because I chat you from Instagram and then no response, and I chat you also to WhatsApp, and it's like, oh man. To be honest, at probably like few hours, not few hours, probably like 30 minutes before you reply my text,
Yeah.
I already cancel it.
Oh, that's so
I already posted to my Insta story, and I say, okay, probably next time because like there's like some kind of thing maybe Shane have in Vegas. Maybe we will do this another time. I posted, and then after like a few minutes after, and I open again my Instagram, and then you just like reply my text.
Yeah, that's because I finished eating dinner. I was spending the whole day cooking.
I was like, damn it, Shane.
I was cooking chicken rice. You want to see? I've been learning how to cook now.
Yeah, everyone learns something while in the quarantine.
I was learning how it's like Chinese chicken rice.
Your handmade?
Yeah, everything from scratch. The soup, everything.
Wow.
So the rice is like
chef Sin.
That's what I was thinking. If all goes wrong with magic, I'll become a chef.
Okay, another question. How long has Casey been practicing magic? She's good.
I mean, she's done magic here, like on and off a little bit since I met her in Macau, because she was very interested in it. She really liked it. In fact, she can do, the split fans. She can do that really well. But she hasn't done it seriously, even until now. She's just kind of playing around with it. So, but yeah, she's been just dabbling with magic here and there. I wouldn't say she's serious. She's not serious about it. No.
Some question here asking about the wink.
Oh, no, like winking, like yeah. That one was just an AG. That was an AGT thing. I don't actually do that in real life.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was
because in here I just read the comments like wink. I love when he wink, and then teach us how to wink like you. And it's like, what the hell? What kind of wink? And I have to ask you this because
I actually can't wink normally in real life. I can only wink during my performances when I'm in character, and in the moment I wink. But in real life, I can't. I end up just blinking because I can't. Like I can't wink with one eye. The other eye just ends up closing.
Yeah.
So
now I think I'm going to go deep in magic.
Okay.
So what is magic for you?
Magic, it means, well, personally for me, it's more than the secrets and more than all that stuff. I think there's two sides to magic. I think magic. I'll answer what I think magic means to society, and then what magic is to me. So magic for society is, I think, first, I think magic should be an art form. I think magic should be treated the exact same way as we see music or piano or art or anything. It's an art form, and so that's why I think that magic should be kind of respected, because I think sometimes people have this idea where magic's all about fooling someone or tricking somebody. Usually magic's associated with like gypsies or thieves, pickpockets, stuff like that. But because that's what it was back in the day. But I think now magic needs to take the next step and kind of become more than just trickery. So yeah, and I think magic also is different in almost every single other art forms, except for film. Film is very close to magic, and in a way where when you're going to a movie theater and you're watching a film, you know, when it's badly done, you can always say, oh, that was CGI, or oh, this person's acting is so bad. But then when you watch a really good movie, like let's say The Joker, right, or Parasite or whatever, for just a moment, you forget about the CGI, you forget about the actor, and you actually believe what you're watching is true. And so I think magic has this unique position where when a magician is really, really good and they do it properly, for even though people know it's not real, you know, people know that, you know, there's always a way to doing things. But just for that 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 2-hour show, they believe in magic. And I think that is so what's so special about magic that magic has over every other art form. Very cool, very interesting. And then magic for me is believing in myself. I never really had much confidence as a kid. I was bullied a lot. So magic, like for the first time, I was like, wow, I'm actually pretty good at something. And so magic really saved my life in a way, because I think I probably wouldn't have really done much with my life if I hadn't found magic. So I owe magic a lot in terms of giving me the courage and the confidence to believe in myself, really. And believe in myself.
So it really have special meaning also in your life about magic. When you said before that you were bullied. And
yeah, a lot. I was bullied for, you know, my name. I was bullied for I wasn't athletic. I wasn't smart either. So I also got bad grades in school. So all the kids were like, "Oh, you're not strong and you're not smart. Like, what are you gonna do with your life?" Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So wow. Yeah. But then again, it helped strengthen you until now. You
sure. Yeah. I mean, it's done a lot of good for me. Like it's really helped me. And even times like quarantine, right? You know, people can get depressed so easily because they're not doing anything. Magic, you know, building gimmicks, scoring the card, whatever, anything, like, you know, just doing stuff is very therapeutic for me. I kind of, it's like my own little space, you know, my own little world, and I'm practicing or I'm making something and no one's bothering me and I'm just doing it by myself. So it's a very it's good. I like it.
So if someone asks you to have like a TV shows, do you know that or probably like any TV station or any probably like Netflix or One Day?
Sure. Yeah. I had some
show.
that was actually very close to happening, and then the coronavirus hit. So it was the worst timing ever. Yeah. I can't talk about it here live, but I can talk to you later. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully after this it will come again.
Yeah,
come back to you.
Hopefully. Yeah.
So your performance was awesome in America's Got Talent, and also like everyone's been talking about, especially magician, well, good and bad. And then there's some YouTube account that's trying to reveal your process, your routine. Sure. So now I don't know, probably like nowadays the era of magic is not that really appreciated when it comes to YouTube. First, because YouTube already broke the magician rule. When we're doing tricks, I mean, no, not never tells you. I mean, tricks cannot be done twice. But when
right. Magic
when it recorded, they can replay it or they can do the slow-mo and everything.
Slow motion.
So, that's right. So then it becomes ruining the art magic itself.
Yeah.
And then
and the surprise
now,
too.
Yeah, and the surprise. And now some accounts are revealing the secret. I got revealed by some, I don't know, account from other country, and you also, I mean, and it happened also to other magicians that have good performances on YouTube or on their country. So what do you think about that? Is it good with the
no, it's never good.
No. I mean there's always like two side story of everything, because YouTube sometimes it's good. It's like, for me, YouTube helps me to get known by everyone in other country. It's like my act on America's Got Talent, my Sans act. Now people now in England, they know me, and then people in German knows me because of that video.
That's right.
But at the same time, people revealing my secrets. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. YouTube is amazing. It's amazing for things like getting
Promotion,
recognition for people. It's free. It's like a free agency almost. They're showcasing you to everyone in the whole world. And it's bad because now you have people that are revealing it, and most of the time is wrong. The secrets, how they reveal, like how you perform, is not correct. It's
I know,
it's actually very off.
But so they already assume that probably this is the way Shin did.
Yeah, that's the method, which is, I mean, that's fine. They can do whatever they want. But yeah, that's the only downside. And I mean, the solution to it, I don't really see a solution. The only solution I see is if you can, the acts that if I ever were to perform on TV, I would try to make an act that can be replayed again and again without giving anything away. So because of that, usually that means you usually have to do a trick that doesn't require any misdirection at all. Yeah, and that you can do a trick that can be repeated again and again, usually without a surprise. So it's mostly just visual tricks and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's really tough because people can also slow down and zoom in. So that makes it tougher.
Yeah. On the other hand, it doesn't affect you that much also, because your dream act, if I'm mistaken, you were in German, Ehrlich Brothers shows, and you won. I don't know. You won something. You won you become a winner, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah. They had a championship thing, Mid-Magic Championships or something. Yeah, I won that as well. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I won that. Yeah.
And I think that's it's kind of like interesting, because for me, you're doing your dream act, and then some account try to reveal the secret, but in real life it doesn't affect you that much.
Because I still perform it in Vegas. I still do the act.
Yeah, and then also like some of the TV station or TV shows on other country, they invite you, and then they want you to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And this kind of funny when it comes to my country, a little bit different, because if for instance, like I have my Sans act, I did it on AGT, and then when I came back to Indonesia, and there's some TV station, they asked me to do a show, like to do something, or to perform something on their special event. And when I offer them, probably I'm going to perform the Sans act, and then they say, we already saw that on AGT. Do you have another?
Interesting.
So it's kind of like different culture when it comes to other country, like mostly other country. They want to invite you because they want to see it live, and they want to see what happened on AGT or whatever that you're become famous with. They want to see it live, and they want to be in the show. That kind of act in their shows.
Yeah,
It's kind of interesting,
that's
right?
interesting. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
why
well, it happens here in the US. So like when I got invited to Ellen or Jimmy Fallon, they asked me like, hey, can you do an act? And I was like, oh, how about this one? Can I do Dream Act? And they're like, no, we want you to do a different act that you haven't aired on NBC. So for them, it's like if it's aired on the same network, then they want a completely different act. But that's mostly for talk shows and stuff like that. But for news stations, it's, you know, they'll accept whatever. if you want to do a Dream Act, they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But yeah, you're right about international. International, they're more lenient. They don't care if you've done it before or it's,
yeah.
you know, yeah.
That's why, if I'm mistaken, we have this conversation back then in 2018-ish, or I forgot when you.
Yeah, was it in the where was that show? We both did a show in not Barcelona, Spain, somewhere in Spain, right?
No.
Or no, it wasn't Spain. It was in Spain.
We
where was it?
we haven't in the same stage. I mean, we never had same stage. No.
Really?
But we talk. Yeah, but we talk by phone. Not phone, but we chat, or I think we chat. And you asked me about joining the AGT, and then you was like, what, 5 tricks? I only have 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And you, I think you have to prepare for 5, because before I prepared for 7, and I was like, and you were like, what, 5?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and actually, it's more than 5, because then you gotta do the 6th one with the celebrity.
Yeah,
so that one.
It's like, and there's a story about me in Indonesia. That's why we became like, we have a lot of routine, because in here every time, probably like every month, probably, because we have like 13 TV station here in Indonesia, and they have their own special program that probably aired once a month. It's like their annual yearly anniversary, or like one of their best programs have a anniversary also. So every month that TV station have their own special program, and then they ask me or ask other performer to do a like special performance. So we have to create minimum 12 illusions. Like for me, I have to create 12 illusions a year.
That's crazy.
Every month.
That's so many.
That's excluded the talk show. Talk show we do like close up. Yeah.
So you got to do new things for talk shows.
I know. That's why if you see like where it's, I put this somewhere. This. That's why I have like this book. So it has like a lot of the idea.
Wow, that's cool.
I have to like draw, or maybe just like
that's the real secret.
Yeah, that's the real secret.
Oh no, it was Brazil. It's or not Brazil. It's South America.
No, I never been to Brazil. No.
Wait, what? No, I swear we did a
Colombia.
Colombia, yes, that's right. I knew it was something.
Yeah.
Yes. I knew we had done the same show. We never saw each other, but it was the same.
Yeah, like
you went first.
Yeah, I got back, and then when I got home, you just like arrived in Colombia. Yeah, that's Colombia.
Colombia, that's the one. Yeah, they didn't care if I had done the act before. They were like, oh, sure, whatever, do the same act.
Yeah, same thing. It's like, and I say, I want to do this, and I want to, I have the new improvement or new style of the sense structure, and I say, no, just do the old one. I was like, what? Are you sure? Yeah, do the old one. And I was like, oh, great. Okay, fine. Okay, now we go to another question. This is from my friends. Do you have another trick that's never been done before?
Oh, it's never been done.
Oh, no. I mean, this is the story in Indonesia. They mostly ask, do you have another trick that's never been done before? And we said yes. And then they ask again, do you have the video or something? So yeah, that's kind of like what happened in Indonesian television. So when we had a meeting with their creative team, and the first question that they will ask is going to be like, do you have another trick that never been done or never been aired on any television? And because I already wrote some ideas, and I say yes. And then this is the funny question. And they said, have you ever videoed it before? Or do you have any like example from YouTube? And I was like, no, it's a new idea. Never been done. It said never been done, and you ask for a video. It's like,
it's so funny. I think a lot of times because they don't understand magic. They think that magic is the same as a singer that is singing a cover of a song, right? Because it's like when they ask us that, it's almost like them asking a singer, can you come up with an original song right now with original lyrics, everything.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. That's it. But they don't understand. They think we're singing like, oh, can you sing Billie Eilish, or Adele? Can you sing Adele? Something like that. And we can't do that. We can't just like. Now, if they were like, can you do Invisible Deck for TV? Of course. Yeah, yes, I can. But can you
like,
come up with
new idea? And it's like, new idea.
No, I can't. It's gonna give me a while. Give me like at least 2 days or something. But they don't understand. They don't get it.
But thank you for giving that such an idea about the singing. Probably I will tell them that thing.
Yes. It's a good analogy because then they understand. Because that's what I had to tell AGT. I was literally like, guys, you're doing this wrong because you're treating magicians like a singer that's singing a cover, but that's not true. It's not the same. So, but they think that you can do magic like this.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for bringing up that analogy because I think I'm going to use that for every time in television ask me for something new, and then
you should.
I can tell them that because it was just like asking like probably Billie Eilish, hey, do you have any songs that never been released?
Make a new one.
Never been played. Make a new one for this right now for next week.
Now. Yeah, you have a video of it. Do you have the music video for your new song?
Yeah. Okay. Bo Vernon. So I think we're going to use that kind of analogy. Okay. Remember me if we met television. Bo Vernon is my best friend in magic. So
okay.
And then I knew him for since. So we are in the same management before, and then community, and then he's now the creative behind Rihanna, the Secret Rihanna.
Oh, how is she? So she has her own show now.
No, because in Indonesia we don't have that kind of like you have in Vegas or like Illusionist. We don't have that kind of thing here.
Okay, but she has a show she goes to perform to, I'm sure.
Yeah, she perform, and then we work together in the late. We have a group show, not a group show, but a talent show. We have a talent show, and then
looks cool.
Yeah, look really and cool. hopefully after this Corona, you can be our special guest.
Oh, that'd be fun. So you have a confirmed for season 2?
Before we already have confirmed, but then again, everything changed. We don't know this will end when.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. And then we just hope. Yeah. Okay, and then I think that's it. And mostly, some of them are asking the same thing.
And maybe we can do one last question, and then.
Okay, one last question. Some of them are saying thank you because they're definitely going to use that kind of analogy.
Oh, I'm glad that you like the analogy. Yeah, I'm surprised that producers for TV still don't understand that for magicians, because magic is so popular now on TV. It's everywhere on online, and I'm so surprised that they still don't understand that.
I had a a chat. I mean, I had a live interview also with the Drummond, the DMC, and then he gave me a new like a new, what do you call it? I forgot.
Outlook.
Yeah, new outlook about this kind of matter. He said that probably because in Indonesia, or probably like it happened everywhere, because some magician they treated the magic itself. They very protective on the secret. Then it became like such a big deal. So that means so it probably it's not infected. What is
Sure.
exact
Influence them
so,
to
influence them to eager to want to know about the secret, because for us it's the most important thing. If we make that kind of secret not that important, maybe they was like, oh, it's okay, just like watching movie.
Right.
Well, we know the secret that is using CGI or green screen, but we don't care about that. We
If it's well done. Yeah, if it's well done, and if the story is good, you're right. If the story is good, then we enjoy that, or we enjoy the performer more. We enjoy his jokes, we enjoy his lines, we enjoy the music, the dancing, whatever. Yes, I think that you're totally right. If we're so caught up of the secrets and we're like, no, like people will see that, and then all of a sudden, it matters to them as well. And then when they find out about the secret, they're like, oh my God, we know the secret. We know what he's trying to hide,
Yeah.
Of course, I think secrets are still quite important. People with, CGI people don't just give away CGI ideas. They make you pay for it. It's the same thing.
So then the culture, the magician culture itself, it's also affecting the industry. So they'll think that you can do that instantly. They don't know the process, because we never tell the process. And then it's like the AGT, and can you do this, can you do that, because they think what they saw when we do our magic is like
boom.
Yeah.
Boom. But I think now they're much better, because they've worked with so many magicians. They work with me a lot now, so they
on
understand.
AGT, on AGT,
yes,
but
on AGT,
not maybe from other TV show. Probably.
Oh no, I see.
Every TV, every station, every country is gonna be like quite different.
Yeah.
Okay, last question.
Yes.
Okay, this is from Drew. There is Drew. Shin, if you can restart your magic, will you choose the same genre, or would you like to change to another one?
Stay. Yes. Because it's cheap. And I'm a very cheap guy. I don't like to spend money.
Really?
Yeah. It's really the cheapest thing. I cannot find any other different type of magic that's cheaper. I think maybe mentalism's cheaper, but mentalism can still be expensive.
Do you know what?
For certain things,
no offense, but that kind of saying, I told everyone, not everyone, some of my best friends, I told them that, can you imagine Shin can travel around the world only using deck of cards? His expense is very cheap, only deck of cards, but he travel around the world. It's like you only have your props in your pocket. Like for me, I was like, my huge illusion. Can you imagine the death drop? It's like so huge.
Oh geez, I can't even imagine shipping that.
Yeah, so that's I'm telling my team and my best friends, like, probably he's very successful, and now he's rich because he only using deck of cards. Me, if I win, or if I have money, I have to build a lot of props to do shows. I mean, it's a joke around us, among us, because we was like, when doing in AGT, for me is like I have like team, I have a lot of work for one like 3 minutes to 5 minutes act. But then again, you doing card tricks and you can make people like astonished. And I was
Well,
like,
to be fair, to make you feel a little bit better, even though I don't have any big props or whatever, which is true. Like the table, so I use my own tables. So like that's my custom tables that I use over there. And so that takes up space. But the most expensive stuff is all the cameras and the screen. So because I do so much close up, I need to have a really good screen. And then I also need to have really good cameras. So all of those are actually really, really expensive. So I'm actually not making that much money because those things are also very expensive.
but I mean, you have, I mean, it's yours or you rent it?
I have to buy it. I have to rent it. I have to rent all of it. And then to carry it, also you need a big truck. We have an 18-wheeler to carry all of our camera equipment because it's really big. Like the lens is like bigger than this. It's like 2 times. Like it's a massive lens. Just the lens itself,
really?
not even the camera. Yeah, because it's, when you're shooting, because when you're, when the theater and I'm standing on stage and the cameraman's all the way down there, they have to zoom all the way into just this, right? You need a really expensive lens for that, and it's big. So
yeah.
I still have to actually. The props is small, but everything else is actually still big.
Yeah. The support.
That's right.
Team, yeah. But you care about the projector or the LED. You can put it on your riders, right?
But, yeah, I can put on the riders, but I still have to pay for that because they don't have any of it. We have to pay with the rent for the screen, and then we have to ship the screen to the theater.
Oh, you cannot request it to them? Oh, it's kind of
not in America. Not in America. Yeah.
In here, if we like if some agent or not agent, some event organizer ask me to do shows, and then I just give them my requirements. So I need this light setting, audio, blah blah blah, like LED minimum, and I want one camera. I give them the request, and then they provide everything.
We do have like requests for stuff, but it's usually smaller. Like, can I have this food, or can I have this type of light? But they only have a very minimum lights. So usually I have to bring my own lights. Like,
you bring your own light?
Yeah, we have to bring our own lights as well, because what we request they usually don't have. Or sorry, what we need they usually don't have. Actually, 100% of the time they don't have. They only have a spotlight, and then they have just a couple of colors just on the ceiling. That's it. That's just bare minimum. And then we have to bring everything in. Yeah,
it's kind of interesting because it's
it's really expensive. I didn't know about any of this when I first started. Right after AGT, when I was doing my first theater shows, they showed me all the costs, and I was like, "Fuck, this is really expensive." Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think they should put it on you.
No, that's usually what happens. So what happens is, luckily I don't have to pay it up front. So what happens is we wait until we make the sales, then they just deduct it, and then they pay me the rest.
But then again,
I still have to pay for it eventually.
Yeah. Oh, but don't worry. If it happened here, I mean, if you have show here, you don't have to pay. You really,
okay, good.
You can request it.
Yeah. Because I don't know if I want to. I don't want to bring my cameras.
Yeah, because in here you can request it. So if one day you get invited to Indonesia and do a show with some company, ask me first, okay? And then I will give you the lessons of. Yeah, you don't have to pay. Don't worry. You just request it. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Hey,
I guess maybe is equipment cheaper to rent in Indonesia? Maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know how cheap it is. So how much is the rent for you to get an LED or?
Maybe for one show, the expenses in general, about 80,000 or 70,000
I have to convert it. Wait,
US
80,000.
dollars.
I have an app. 80,000. I'm not good at math, so I'm so
This is
sorry.
just everything though. Lights, renting the theater, everything. But
80,000.
you wanna bring him in? Yeah, bring Natty. Natty, come here. Say hi. Hey, baby. Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
Natsu. Say hi to Casey also.
Say hi. Yeah, Demian says hi.
Hello.
Say hello.
Ah,
You're a good boy.
yeah. It's so cute. I mean,
Yeah, he's a
the,
little white.
the last time you take a picture with him is using the same like shirt, is it?
Did I wear this shirt? I don't think.
No,
Oh
I
yeah,
meant
I
like
did.
same with Natsu. Like you take the
Oh right.
picture. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Before you say that 80, like 80,000,
Yeah.
right?
80 and then 000. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yep.
Oh, that is very expensive.
But that's for the lights, the camera, that's everything.
Like all in all,
Yeah.
right? All in all.
All in all, yeah. All in all,
here-
without including the artist though, and my crew. So that's not including.
Yeah,
I still have to pay my crew after that. Yeah.
In here, probably you can get all of that in like probably. Wait, I have to convert this. Around 3,000. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, much cheaper. That's good. That's great. I should just go to Indonesia to perform then.
Yeah, around 3,800. Yeah, 308,000. Yeah, more or less 4,000.
Wow.
That's, I mean, you already have the equipment that you need because we, the one that me and who's his name? Jeffrey Tam. Yeah, me and Jeffrey Tam is working on a show in Philippines. They call the Grandmaster of Asia, and we both share our well, we both producing the show, so we put some cash in it. Me probably like around 7,000, so we both like 7,000 each to do the shows. Like we rent the theater, we rent the LED camera and everything.
Wow.
That
So renting the theater, everything was only 7?
No, I mean all in all is mostly like 7,000.
Wow, for the theater too. That's crazy.
Theater.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I think yes, because so, yeah, 7 to 8,000 all in all.
Wow.
That's already include
that's
the
amazing.
camera, I mean good quality camera, and then
Right.
we hire like for like 1, 2, 3, 4 camera, and then we're not paying the crew, but all in all is 8,000 something. I mean less than 10,000.
Wow. That's impressive.
Hey, Sean is here. He said hello. Demian and Shin. Sean still from Florida. I think you know him, right?
Who?
Zion.
Oh, Zion still. Yeah.
Zion.
Hey man, how's it going?
Zion still.
Haven't seen him for a while. Yeah.
This is my manager also joined us here, and he said about you said the 80,000. It was like the whole show. The whole. I'm not saying probably the whole show. Maybe the whole tour cost that much. I mean, if I have like a tour, like
in
Indonesia, it paid like a tour, probably like 5 city tour.
Five city tour.
Yeah.
Nice.
From you renting the LED and
the
camera,
hotel and
that
hotel
can
room,
pay
everything.
me in Indonesia for like 5 city tour. Wow, that's very expensive. What is your another hobby like you do other than magic? I think cooking.
So obviously piano. Now it's been
piano.
cooking. Yeah. But I love film. I love movies. I love to watch movies. I love to analyze movies. If I wasn't a magician or a pianist, I would probably be a director or something in movies.
Interesting. So you have any interest in also directing something?
If I have time, yeah. But and if I were to direct a movie, I would probably study it a lot more, try to get better, because it takes a lot of work, to do that. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm focusing on magic, so just stick to that for now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's all done. So now I want you to choose the winner.
Yes. Whoever asked me the question about my cut hand, that one wins. So whoever asked me that one.
Wow, I think I have to look for it because I forgot who's asking.
Oh no.
Faldi. Is it, if I'm mistaken, it's Faldi. He asked for the cut hand. Okay, you choose him. Right. Yeah. I have to look at, because if I end the chat, so the chat, I mean, I end the interview, the chat will be.
No, it's a great question because it makes me emotional every time I talk about it. So yeah, good question.
Okay, I think after this I have to look for it. If I'm mistaken, this Faldi Setiawan, he's the one who's asking about the hand, and then how you feel about that. Oh, is there any tips for magician who want to be professional or want to be focusing on magic?
Sure. Yeah, I think my best tip, I'll give many different tips, if you want to call them. Number one, it would probably be yourself when you're trying to find yourself as a magician. Don't just pick card magic because it's cheap, like what I said. It's not true. Don't, like, yes, it's cheap, but if you feel like you have a calling towards illusions or mentalism or something like that, whatever fits your style, or even your own style of magic, it doesn't even have to be any of those, you should pursue that. So don't just do a type of magic just because it's trending or just because everyone else is doing it. You should really do what you love, and in that specific style. If you love that style, just stick to it, because it's better to be great at one thing than to be average at everything. So another thing would be to follow your gut, to trust your gut, because when you're kind of getting up there, you're getting higher and higher in terms of just everything, like notoriety or your career. You'll start to need to make quick decisions on your feet, and time is really precious. And so when you learn to trust your gut, and when you learn to make decisions with your gut, then you will save a lot of time. But not only that, you end up making the right decisions at the end of the day. I think when you first start out and you trust your instinct and you use your instinct and you fail and you make a mistake, you learn from it. And when you trust your gut, you will fail a lot at the beginning, because that's what happened to me. I made so many mistakes when I was younger. But then bit by bit, as long as you keep doing the same thing, go with your first instinct, you'll learn to change the way you think, especially after you make mistakes. In fact, sometimes it's good when you make a mistake, because then your gut learns and you're like, oh crap, I got to think a different way. And then you learn from it so much. And so once you become, experienced or wise, and your gut has been chiseled and formed into this really amazing thinking machine, then all of a sudden the decisions you make become so easy. So when it comes to creating an act, it's so easy for me to know this belongs in the act, or nope, that does not belong in the act. If you asked me maybe 8 years ago whether or not something should belong into a routine or something shouldn't, it would take me a while to make a decision, or I would make the wrong decision. But now it's so easy for me to make the right decision, because I've learned to kind of trust my gut and instinct, and
It says he's waiting for
yeah, he loves to chew on a stick.
Chewing stick. Okay, thank you so much, Shin.
No problem.
And hope you're doing well in this quarantine, and then
likewise
have a lot of creativity.
You too.
And stay healthy and stay safe, and hope we all hope this will end soon, so we can do we can come on stage and do what we love. Thank you so much, brother.
No,
and
thank you, Demian.
Touch.
Thank you to everyone watching. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you semuanya. Okay, I hope to see you again next time. Okay.
Yeah.
Say hi to Casey, okay?
I will.
Okay.
Later.
Bye, bro. Bye. Oke, semua. Yes. Terima kasih yang udah join. Tadi gue nggak bisa nemu nih. Tadi pokoknya pemenangnya itu yang nanya soal tangannya dia. Jadi habis ini kalau bisa tulis di komen, jangan di sini ya, jangan di chat. Tulis di komen, terus bahwa dia adalah yang nanya. Kalau nggak salah tadi namanya sih, seingat gue Valdi Setiawan. Valdi Setiawan. Dia nanya tadi. Valdi Setiawan. Jadi Valdi Setiawan, tolong kalau misalnya kamu nonton ini, tolong tulis komen di chat, terus kasih tahu tentang apa yang akan alamat dan segala macam, nanti tolong DM gue ya. Bener ini Valdi Setiawan. Valdi Setiawan bener nggak tadi lo yang nanya sih? Gue lupa deh. Ya, tolong nih Valdi Setiawan. Gue sambil gue ketik ya. Valdi Setiawan. Oke, tolong nanti email ke gue. Ya, tolong email ke gue ya. Email gue itu info at tolong boleh kasih tahu gue juga email lo apa di sini. Tolong diketik email lo apa. Jadi biar nggak ada yang ngaku-ngaku nanti, ya. Valdi Setiawan, tolong nanti kasih tahu gue email lo apa di sini, chat aja, tulis aja. Jadi gue bisa tahu nanti supaya nggak ada yang ngaku-ngaku. Karena nanti gue akan kirim hadiahnya langsung ke lo. Jadi congratulations buat Valdi Setiawan. Terus nanti kalau misalnya kalian mau tahu siapa performer selanjutnya, kalau nggak salah, my next guest star is going to be Eric Jones. My next guest star will be Eric Jones, tapi I haven't decided when, karena masih lagi belum tahu lah, belum ada further discussion with Eric Jones. Tapi my next guest star will be Eric Jones. Kalau misalnya kalian, oke, sebentar ya, gue tulis dulu ya, gue screen capture aja deh. Oke, thank you Valdi Setiawan, nanti gue akan kirim email ya. Sorry, Valdi Setiawan kirim email ke gue dulu, nanti gue akan reply ya. Jadi my next guest star, bintang tamu gue adalah Eric Jones. Nanti akan gue kabarin kapannya, tapi yang jelas setelah ini nanti akan ada banner juga biar kalian tahu. Jadi my next guest star will be Eric Jones. So please siapin pertanyaan supaya kalian nanti bisa dapat hadiah-hadiah juga. Contohnya kayak hari ini yang dapatkan hadiah adalah Valdi Setiawan. Thank you. Krisnapati Bayu, Los Angeles, tenang, Los Angeles sudah pasti mau dia kapan aja. Dan Krisnapati Bayu khusus buat lo nih ya. Gue udah mengundang juga Daniel Madison. Oke, thank you so much semuanya yang udah join dari mulai 100 sampai dengan 85. It's okay, karena memang ini sebenarnya bukan buat umum, tapi buat pesulap, buat belajar. Kenapa gue bikin ini? Karena gue pengen kalian pada saat di rumah aja, kalian bisa belajar. Karena memang nggak semua orang bisa belajar dari buku. Ya, gue sudah mengetahui itu, tidak semua orang bisa belajar dari buku. Tapi setidaknya, dengan kalian nonton ini, kalian bisa belajar sesuatu yang baru. Bukan trik, karena trik itu kalian bisa belajar dari manapun. Bisa dari YouTube, bisa dari teman, bisa dari toko sulap, anything. Tapi yang paling berharga itu buat gue pribadi, itu adalah pengalaman seseorang, dan bagaimana seseorang itu bisa sukses, dan juga bagaimana seseorang itu bisa menciptakan sebuah permainan, dan pemikiran apa yang membuat dia bisa akhirnya membuat permainan itu terjadi atau tercipta. Itu yang paling penting, karena kebanyakan pesulap Indonesia itu seringnya dia cuma niru copy paste. No, mungkin copy paste itu dibenarkan, tapi dalam tahap learning prosesnya kalian. Jadi kalian boleh niru. Kalau gue terus terang, dulu gue meniru Marco Tempest dulu, tapi itu adalah my learning process. Di saat gue sudah mengetahui seperti apa prosesnya, oh gue meniru dia begini-gini, sampai akhirnya gue ngerasa malu karena kok gue main-mainan orang lain. So I have to came up with the new idea. Tapi karena gue sudah memahami, berarti gue sudah bisa tahu kurang lebih seperti apa filosofi di baliknya. Akhirnya gue menciptakan untuk buat sendiri. Jadi itu makanya prinsip ATM itu benar, amati, tiru, modifikasi. Jangan sampai berhenti di tiru doang. Setelah tiru, modifikasi gitu. Jadi kalian harus bisa belajar. Minimal kalau misalnya yang bilang, Pak malas begini begitu, malas gitu, nggak apa-apa, oke, nggak usah baca buku, nggak apa-apa. Contohnya Shin Lim nggak pernah baca buku tapi dia bisa sukses. Berarti kan membuktikan bahwa nggak semuanya juga harus baca buku. Karena gue memaksakan beberapa dari pesulap-pesulap yang gue kenal, baca buku, tapi ternyata nggak didengerin. Jadi gue kayak ngerasa, terus kok gue yang semangat untuk bikin dia sukses ya, sedangkan dia sendiri nggak semangat gitu. Nah gue ngerasa, ya udahlah, sekarang gue gini aja, siapa pesulap di luar sana yang mau, ayo, gue tidak akan pernah berhenti mengajarkan kalian, gue tidak akan pernah berhenti untuk membimbing kalian untuk menjadi pesulap yang terbaik. Tapi ingat, semua tidak akan bisa berhasil kalau kalian sendiri juga nggak mau berkembang. Jadi, I'm helping you. Jadi nggak ada lagi alasan, nggak ada sumber, nggak ada apa-apa. Ada, ini sumbernya ada. Di Magic Corner ini. Gue akan undang, gue akan invite semua pesulap-pesulap yang mungkin punya nama, mungkin punya influence, buat kalian atau buat siapapun itu, gue akan undang di sini. Kalau misalnya, siapa tahu, dengan kalian melihat itu, kalian melihat belajar sesuatu yang kreatif proses di balik pemikiran mereka. Itu gue yang harapkan dari kalian supaya berkembanglah, ayo kita berkembang, sama-sama berkembang. Gue pun terus terang banyak belajar setelah gue berteman dengan pesulap-pesulap di luar. Jadi Demian yang sebelum 2017 itu ya sudah seperti itu, tapi jadi semakin lebih baik. Demian semakin berkembang, semakin belajar setelah tahun 2017 karena gue ketemu A, ketemu B, ketemu C, ketemu D, semua ketemu, akhirnya gue yang merasa kecil gitu, kayak anjing gue nggak ada apa-apanya nih. Itu yang gue rasain. Dan gue mau menularkan perasaan itu ke kalian. Makanya sering bercandaannya gue dengan manajemen gue bilang, kalau ada orang sombong di luar sana, ada pesulap sombong di luar sana, cuma satu tandanya, mainnya kurang jauh. Jadi gue ketemu di Kolombia, gue ketemu penjaga toko sulap. Dia sudah punya DVD sendiri, dia udah punya DVD rutin yang dia jual, dan dia udah punya banyak rutin. Dia tunjukin ke gue ngerasa kayak anjir, gila nih orang gitu. Gue ketemu pesulap yang mungkin nggak pernah dengar namanya, gue ketemu yang terkenal, semua segala macam, semua orang, semakin rasa gue semakin kecil. Berarti kayak, ya mungkin di satu sisi orang ngeliat Demian, Demian di Indonesia seperti ini, tapi begitu di luar negeri, gue nggak tahu ya, gue ngerasa gue kecil, gitu. Nah, gue pengen mengajak kalian, ayo, belajar bareng-bareng yuk, gitu. Kalian, kalau mungkin ada yang belum bisa keluar negeri, belum bisa ketemu A, belum ketemu B, ini tempatnya nih. Tempatnya di sini. Kalian datang, cuman buka doang YouTube, cuman chat doang, cuman tulis pertanyaan, that simple. Lu nggak perlu harus ke Amerika, lu nggak perlu harus ke Vegas ketemu Shin Lim buat nanya-nanya. Lu nggak perlu harus ke London ketemu sama DMC. Lu nggak perlu sampai ke Taiwan ketemu sama Eric Chen. Lu hanya di sini. Di sini aja nih, dipantengin di rumah lo, cuman modal kuota atau wifi tetangga lo, terserah. Lu ngasih pertanyaan, that simple. Itu yang gue minta, belajar. Ya, kita sama-sama belajar. Jadi minimal lu bisa menjadi gue. Jadi ini sebenarnya video chat ini, video live ini bukannya ajang gue nyari AdSense, enggak. Ini gue buat kalian. Gue mah nggak perlu live ini, gue bisa telepon sama mereka, gue bisa chat. Ini buat kalian. Gitu. Jadi gue membantu. Jadi sekarang jangan pernah lagi ada lo taruh embel-embel alasan di Indonesia bingung, nggak tahu belajar kemana. No, man. No, ada di sini di Magic Corner ini, ya. Jadi buat teman-teman luar sana, pesulap, kalau bisa saling sharing, udahlah. Sekarang tugasnya kita sama-sama. Nggak ada lagi yang namanya ego komunitas, ego pribadi. No. Sekarang kalau bisa tahun ini kita sama-sama, yuk kita bangkitin sulap bareng-bareng. Kita bikin sulap akhirnya bisa lebih besar. Karena apa? Kalau misalnya, kayak gini, put this some point, gue dengan teman-teman kayak misalnya Bo Vernon, Riana, Oge, kita sudah di posisi di TV. Mungkin lebih mudah buat kita untuk yang tinggal ketemu orang TV, bikin sesuatu. Sekarang bayangin kalau misalnya kitanya juga misalkan tiba-tiba nggak ada Bo Vernon, nggak ada Demian, nggak ada Riana di saat ini ya. Kira-kira apakah ini bukan sebuah statement ya, tapi apakah bisa seperti bertahan seperti sekarang, sulap? Apakah akan menguap? Karena begitu once industrinya di TV hilang, demand-nya di real atau misalkan di IO dan segala macam juga hilang. Karena contohnya kayak misalkan stand up comedy lagi marak di TV, akhirnya IO atau event-event nyari stand up comedy buat acaranya. Begitu pada saat sulap lagi ngetrend di TV, akhirnya yang di bawah-bawah juga, oh ada show, kemarin gue ngeliat tuh di TV, si A, si B main ini. Seru juga kali ya kalau ada sulap di acara kita. Jadi sebenarnya harusnya kita bisa saling barengan. Mau yang di atas, mau yang di bawah, mau yang underground, mau yang senior, jadi satu. Jadi kita sama-sama sekarang tahun ini 2020, yuk sama-sama kita bareng-bareng. Nggak ada namanya ego lagi, karena gue sekarang sudah mulai merasa kalau misalnya ya gue pribadi, jangan anggap ini adalah sebuah statement, tapi gue menganggap gue pribadi sendiri untuk yang kalau gue nggak peduli, terus siapa lagi yang nanti akan bakal peduli. Begitu juga teman-teman trilogi, mereka juga ngerasa kalau mereka nggak peduli, terus siapa lagi? Sulap akan seperti apa nasibnya? Kalau di TV kita nggak ada gimana? Ya kalau misalnya gue mau egois, gue bikin show di sini aja. Nih lihat nih, ini gue show di Manila. Gue lebih diapresiasi. Setiap kali show gue bikin sold out. There's no reason kenapa gue mau bikin Indonesia. Tapi gue mencintai Indonesia. Gue pengen di Indonesia, gue ngerasa gini, masa gue harus show di sini terus sih? Dengan penghargaan yang luar biasa, gue kangen. Di Indonesia gue pengen. Indonesia juga bisa kayak gitu kok. Tapi nggak akan bisa kalau misalnya gue sendiri, atau trilogi sendiri, atau komunitas kalian sendiri, nggak akan bisa. Harus bersama-sama. Same thing like COVID. Sebenarnya COVID-19 ini atau pandemic ini mengubah pandangan gue tentang dunia sulap. Ketika semua orang bisa berbondong-bondong untuk stay di rumah aja, work from home, atau apapun itu, bersama-sama supaya pandemic ini kelar, supaya virus coronanya hilang, kita juga bisa loh sebenarnya sama-sama, pesulap nih sama-sama, bareng-bareng, turunkan ego kalian, lupain, nggak ada ego, bareng-bareng, ya kita bersatu, sama-sama kita bikin sulapnya jadi lebih indah lagi. Biar kita jadikan industrinya lebih baik. Gitu. Oke, gue sambil buka pertanyaan yang terakhir ya. Mana? Kenapa nih Robi ngomelin Demian? Wah, Robi ngomelin Demian. Kurang ajar. Oh, dia nyuruh gue jangan terus-terusan nilai. Wah. Bo Vernon, Jeff McBride. Menarik. Oke, Bo. Wah, Robi bener. Bo, kita harus catat si Robi nih. Dia marahin gue untuk jangan terus-terus niru. Wah. Oke lah, cukup tahu kita, Bo. Kita nggak usah bantuin dia lagi. Oke, jadi sekali lagi terima kasih. Jadi semoga teman-teman di sini semua bisa belajar pengalaman. Bisa mendapatkan pengalaman. Kalau misalnya nggak dapat, ya udah nggak apa-apa. Oh ya, dan juga ada satu kemarin ada yang sampai gue posting juga, gue pin. Dia bilang, Pak, gue kalau nggak bisa bahasa Inggris gimana? Gue bilang, kalau misalnya kalian nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, gimana caranya sulap kalian bisa berkembang? Bukannya karena sombong harus bahasa Inggris, no. Karena all great books, buat nih ya, gue kasih lihat. Semua buku disulap di sini, nih. Semua buku-buku sulap ini semua bahasa Inggris, ya. Jadi all great books are in English. Kalau misalnya kalian tidak bisa belajar bahasa Inggris, atau minimal kalian tadi misalkan ketemu sama Shin Lim ngobrol nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, nggak bisa dengerin pengalaman mereka, berarti kan lu sudah kehilangan sebuah informasi yang penting. Nggak bisa, nggak apa-apa, belajar tapi niat. Kalau misalnya kalian mau serius disulap. Jadi itu aja ya. Semoga bermanfaat. Kalau nggak bermanfaat, kalau tidak bermanfaat nggak apa-apa. Ya berarti lu bukan menjadi orang, lu bukan orang yang mau sukses dalam dunia sulap. That's it. Buat gue simple. Kalau lu suka, lu cinta, atau lu pengen, lu akan melakukan apapun. Sama kayak pacaran. Kalau sayang sama pacar lu pasti akan melakukan apapun untuk dia. Kalau lu nggak sayang, ya lu nggak akan lakukan apapun. Sulap juga sama. Kalau lu sayang, lu cinta sama dunia sulap, lu pasti akan melakukan apapun. Seperti gue akan melakukan apapun untuk biar bisa sukses, atau bisa bagus, atau bisa menunjukkan perform yang keren. Begitu juga terhadap seninya sendiri, kecintaan gue. Kecintaan gue sampai gue pengen pesulap-pesulap Indonesia itu bagus, baik, dan bisa besar, makanya gue melakukan apapun. Dengan begini menurut gue pribadi, dengan seperti ini mudah-mudahan bisa membantu kalian. Kalau enggak ya nggak apa-apa juga. Dan ini juga gue terima kasih sama Dr. Frenos, Bo Vernon, dan Trilogi yang sudah menginspirasikan gue untuk bisa bikin kayak gini. Karena terus terang mereka adalah pionirnya. Di mata gue, mereka adalah pionirnya yang bikin pertama kali di Indonesia berdiskusi sulap di dunia maya. Dan itu membuat gue tergerak untuk melakukan ini. Jadi kita jangan diam aja. Kalau if you want to help the community, do something. This is what I can do. Semoga bermanfaat. Oke, thank you so much for your time. Sudah hampir 2 jam lebih, mau 3 jam. Nanti kita akan undang Eric Jones, terus tadi ada yang request Jeff Mike Brad juga, ada yang request Patrick Kun. Oke, bisa. Nanti gue akan coba kontak mereka. Terima kasih semuanya, Bo Vernon, Akas, Darius, Neo yang udah jadi admin, Andre Limantara jadi admin, Bayu, terus Ariska juga, dari Jogja Artist Production, dan semua yang mungkin nggak bisa gue sebutin salah satu, dan gue nggak mau nyebutin Robi Konstantin, ternyata dia adalah anak yang kurang ajar, dan gue akan ingat selalu bahwa gue dimarahin hari ini. Thank you so much guys. Bye.